Let me ask you something. Have you ever caught yourself scrolling through Instagram or Pinterest, looking at other people's beautiful lettering work and thinking, I could do that too, if only someone would hire me? You have got the skills, you have got the passion for what you do, you have even shared some of your work online, but deep down, you're still wondering, how do I actually turn this into paid work? Or even more basic, where do I even start? And I know you might be thinking, I don't have a proper portfolio yet. I don't know anybody in the industry. I'm not even confident enough. If that sounds familiar, then you are in the right place, because in this video, I'm going to walk you step by step through how to land your very first paid lettering client, even if you're starting with zero experience. So let's go. First thing first, I'm Martina Flor. I'm a professional lettering artist, author, and educator. I built a career designing custom lettering for global brands, publishing books, and helping thousands of creatives just like you learn how to master their craft and turn it into a business. And I want to tell you something really important, which is that it all started with one first client. I didn't have a huge following. I didn't have dozens of logos under my belt. What I had was a body of work that I had been developing. I also had a passion for what I was doing and the willingness to put myself out there before I felt fully ready. And that first yes changed everything. And I want you to experience that too. Having that first client validates your work and gives you that first experience of, hey, there's someone who will pay me for doing something I will be doing anyways. And it seems that my work is of value for them, which is the very first step towards building a professional career where you get paid to do work you love. So whether you're still practicing in your sketchbook or you are already posting your work on social media, but you haven't had your first paid client yet, this is for you. So let's start with the biggest lie that keeps creatives stuck. I have to wait until someone finds me. No, you don't have to wait to be discovered. You don't need 10,000 followers. You don't need an art degree. You don't even need to be a full-time freelancer. What you need are two things. Number one, a body of work. Even if it's self-initiated. My personal body of work when I first started was all self-initiated. I just had one client assignment and one other 20 projects that I had initiated myself and I had done in my personal time. And the second thing that you need is the courage to talk about what you do. Here's something I learned. Clients don't always hire the best artists. They hire someone who is clear, reliable, and confident in what they do. They hire someone who shows up, who communicates clearly, and follows through and sticks to the deadline. That could be you. So let's flip the mindset. So instead of waiting to be ready, let's get you in motion. Confidence will start building up as you make those first steps. Now, you want to start by defining what you do and who do you do that for? So here's a question I want you to answer today. What kind of lettering work do you want to get hired for? This is a step many people skip and it makes everything harder. Ask yourself, do you love expressive emotional letter forms? Do you lean toward clean and elegant typography? Do you enjoy playful styles, vintage aesthetics, or bold color? This helps you shape your creative direction. And once you have that, ask yourself, who needs this kind of work that I'm doing? So here are a few examples. If your work is bold and eye-catching, think music labels and packaging and advertising, things that need to stand out in a crowded market, in a crowded shelf. Another example, if your work is refined and clear, think branding studios, book publishers, editorial magazines. Another one, if your work is whimsical or retro, think cafes and small shops and makers or indie brands. Now, these are just a few examples that I'm making up right now, but you need to give this a thought. Who could benefit from the work you do? The more clearly you can define your style, what you do, and who that helps, the easier it is to talk about it, show it, and get hired for it. That is called positioning. It makes you memorable and more hireable. You're not saying I would do anything for anyone. You're saying I'm the right fit for this kind of work. That's powerful, and it makes your life easier because you don't need to market the entire world. You just need to market that specific type of people who will best benefit from your work. Now that you have that clarity, let's talk about your portfolio. And let me say it again. You don't need client work to build a client attracting portfolio. What you do need is proof of your skills, your style, and your vision. Now, here's how to do that, even with 0 clients. Number 1, create self-initiated projects. For this, you can make up briefs based on industries you want to work with. You can, for instance, reimagine the cover of your favorite book. You can design a wine label for a local vineyard. You can letter a quote that aligns with a cause or brand you care about. Treat it like a real job, from the ideation and the concept to the execution and the presentation. Number 2, use mockups and context. Clients need to see your work in action. You want to use mockups to show your piece as a part of a product, a magazine, a packaging, whatever fits the context. Number 3, you want to explain what the project is. Even one sentence description adds meaning. So you can say fictional book cover design for an empowering memoir, or you can speak about concept packaging for a crafty brand focused on sustainability. And you will always want to include something about the conceptual thinking behind it. You want people to understand that you're not only a pretty picture maker, but you're also a conceptual thinker, someone who can come up with ideas, proposals, and take a briefing and turn it into a story and a result through your work. So once you have all this, the project showcase in context through mockups and with a clear explanation of the conceptual thinking behind that piece, you then need to find a way to display your work in a professional way. You can use a Behance profile, you can use an Adobe portfolio site, you can use a simple landing page, you can even use a curated Instagram feed. Eventually, I recommend getting your own domain because that makes you look more professional. But don't let that stop you now. You want to be able to send someone a link and say, here's what I do. That's all. Okay, so you have everything in place. Let's talk outreach, the part that makes most people nervous. But here's the truth. To do the work you love, you need to win the work you love. You don't get clients by hiding. You don't need to wait until someone DMs you. You can and should take the first step, and it doesn't have to be pushy or awkward. So step number 1, you want to start with your circle. You want to let your friends, family, former coworkers, and classmates know what you do now. You can send a message like, hey, I've been working on custom lettering and I'm taking on a few small projects. If you know anyone looking for that kind of work, I would love if you would send them my way. That's it. People will keep you in their mind and you will be the first go-to person when something comes up. Remember that people likes to work with people they know. So if they know you and they need lettering work, chances are big that they will ask you first. So always leverage your closest circle. Step number 2, reach out to people you admire. Let's say you love a local cafe or a small brand and you notice that they could use some creative lettering or that their menu, windows, or packaging need a little bit of an upgrade and you have ideas. So you can write something like, hey, I'm a lettering artist and I'm a big fan of your brand. I recently created a few lettering concepts inspired by your aesthetic and I would love to share them with you and hear your thoughts. So let's stop right here. That message is not pushy, it's not trying to sell something, it's thoughtful and low pressure and positions you as a collaborator, not just someone looking for work. Now, you need to know that not everybody will reply, and that's okay. Reaching out to potential clients is a muscle, and the more you do it, the easier and more natural it gets. And since client outreach is something that you will be doing forever, no matter how successful or how high in your career you are as a lettering artist, you will always be doing client outreach. So that means that the more you practice, the more you do it, the better you get. And this is a specific skill that you want to get really good at. Now let's talk about pricing, because this part makes a lot of people freeze. What should I charge? What if they say it's too expensive? What if I lose the client or the opportunity? So here's my advice. Start with a question that you will probably use throughout your entire career, which is, how much are you willing to invest in this project? Some will give you a ballpark number, some will not, but it may give you an idea of how much budget they have. If that doesn't get you farther at this stage, then you want to keep it simple and be fair to yourself. You can start small, but don't undervalue your time. Remember that you want to have that first experience to gain confidence and perhaps a client testimonial or even a recommendation. So if you're just starting out, flat fees work well. Here are some starting points based on what I charged in the early days when I wanted to land that first assignment. A custom Instagram post, $100 to $300. A hand letter poster from $200 to $500. A one-off print or a gift piece from $150 to $600. You don't need to overthink it. Start with what feels good to you right now. But always use a contract, even a basic one. It protects both of you and helps you set expectations clearly. It also makes you look more professional. Also, don't be afraid to say no if something doesn't feel right. Learning to say no is also part of being professional. Let me leave you with this. You can absolutely make money with your lettering at any stage of your journey. You can get your first client even if you feel like a beginner, but you have to start. You have to start small, you have to start scared, you have to start before you feel ready. Every artist and designer you admire was once where you are, and their success didn't come from waiting and not doing anything. It came from doing and taking the steps. So take one step today. Make a self-initiated project, or send a message to a potential client, or share your work publicly with a clear caption about what you do. Every step counts. And if you want more support in turning your lettering into paid work, I made something for you. It's called Lettering Success Secrets. It's a free guide that walks you through 12 ways to monetize your skills and answers the biggest questions I get from artists starting out. Download it at martinaflor.com/guide. I will leave you the link down below. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos on lettering and creative business. And tell me down below in the comments, what's one step you would take this week towards landing your first client? Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.